steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
we can't ask Rashad questions.
So far, like I just want some good games, bro. We all want some good games. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Okay, let's get to this Caleb Wilson topic, shall we? Okay, here we go. So yesterday I read the story from the Advocate. Shout out to the Advocate. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Advocate. This is written by Aiden McCallell. Oh, Aiden McCallell. Ooh. Anyways, but yeah. Yesterday I read the story about Boosie was donating a large part of his weekend festival funds in Baton Rouge to the Caleb Wilson scholarship, memorial scholarship, and that was going to go towards a person in the Human Jukebox Band, which is Southern University's, of course, famous marching band. Here's Mia speaking about it. Mia Monet, an anchor up there in Baton Rouge, she spoke about it on Instagram. New this morning, Boosie joins WBRZ to announce the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship in partnership with the Human Jukebox and the Wilson family. In partnership with the Human Jukebox and the Wilson family. So apparently tonight or today, the Wilson family said, we ain't had no idea about this and we don't approve it. Boosie, why did you go and tell them folks that we bringing this bar to you in part by the family and the family ain't green light nothing? Details coming soon, but 2 requirements are you must be from New Orleans and you must be joining or planning to play for the Human Jukebox. Boosie, what are we doing, man? Caleb Wilson's parents object to Boosie Bash using their son's name. Louisiana Attorney General Liz Morrell is threatening legal action against rapper Boosie for the use of Caleb Wilson's name for a scholarship fund, citing objections from Wilson's parents who say they were unaware their son's name was being used to promote a rap festival. On Friday, Baton Rouge native born Boosie, born Terrence Hatch Jr., announced he was launching the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship during his 6th annual Boosie Bash 3-day rap festival this year, including Glorilla and the Baby, that takes place on Southern University's campus. Wilson, a Southern University student and trumpet player for the Human Jukebox, was unalive after an off-campus hazing ritual. Slow down, Rashad. Last month involving the Omega Psi Phi fraternity, sparking national attention and packed vigils on the campus and in New Orleans. Boosie told WBRZ he was working with the Wilson family in the Human Jukebox to initiate the scholarship, and that some of the proceeds from the festival will go to the scholarship fund. But according to a statement Saturday from Murrell, Wilson's parents did not give consent for organizers to use their son's name in connection to the event and are now requesting that his name, image, and any reference to a scholarship for him be removed from all promotional materials, according to a release from Morrell's office. Morrell said in an interview with The Advocate that Boosie contacted Wilson's family last week to request permission to use Caleb's name for a scholarship, which they approved. Okay, so they did approve it. But the family told Morrell the rapper failed to disclose his connection to the upcoming festival. So they say you can have a Caleb Wilson Memorial Foundation scholarship or Caleb Wilson. Hold on now. Hold on. You can have make sure we get this right. You can have a Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship for a Human Jukebox player, but you just can't put it on the flyers at the Boosie Fest with Sexy Red and Glorilla and the Baby up there talking, hey, give me that. Give me that. You just can't do that. Like, we don't want our son's legacy to be tied to that. Even though the kid was 20, pledging Omega Psi Phi, he's probably like big fans of that. He'd be like, oh snap, Boosie doing that for me? Glorilla doing that for me? Sexy Red doing that? He's the biggest in the game right now. But I get it from the parents' side of just like, we don't want our son's name and legacy to be tied to that debauchery. So I get it. But anyway, yeah, a massive misrepresentation to the public. Sheesh. Uh, Morrow also said she is unaware of any firm commitment that the proceeds of the event will fund the scholarship, calling the situation a massive misrepresentation to the public. In her statement, Morrow wrote, I intend to take legal action. Dang, she said, I intend to take, not no, they might take. I intend to take legal action due to the misappropriation of this name and image to promote their for-profit event. This is not a charitable event. Dang. Representatives for Boosie and the festival did not respond to the advocates' request for comment. However, WBRZ said it reached out to the rappers' representatives and they stood by Friday's interview. Dang, twin. Boosie. I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank, all drinks on me. Wipe me down. See, here's the thing though. And I remembered this right after I got off stream last night. I'm not sure if anybody else pointed it out. If they did, I apologize. My bad. I was late. But if they didn't, I do remember this happening. I want to say this past year. This happened last year. This happened just a couple months ago in the in the classic, in the Bayou Classic. It did. Look at this. Hold on. I'm probably out to play it on mute. I'm gonna play it on mute. Boosie came out and performed with the Human Jukebox and Kayla Wilson just a few months ago at the Superdome. There it is, right there. You see him. So it's like, am I sharing this tab? Okay, I am sharing this tab. Air browser. Okay. Cool. That's cool. We don't have audio here on the thing, but that's cool with me because of copyright, anyways. But yeah. You see them right here. I'm looking to see if I can find Caleb now. But he did set it off. He did a medley of his hits and stuff like that. Look at these boys going, man. They performing. I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on E. What'd he say? Oh, he doing independent. You know what that means? She got her own crib. She got her own car. Hey, he don't like it now. Hey, Boosie. Let me see what song you doing now. Oh, he's still doing independent. But yeah, man. Now I'm enjoying the show now. But yeah, I say all this to say like Boosie is obviously tied in, feels very passionate about Southern University, is his roots in Baton Rouge. You know, obviously he's at every Hawks game on the sideline or courtside and stuff like that. He wasn't there tonight because he was in Baton Rouge for the Boosie Fest and things of that sort. But he's very passionate about Louisiana and Baton Rouge. They're very passionate about him. Him, Lil Wayne, Hot Boys, Master P. They really don't play about them boys. YB, Kevin, they don't play about them boys at all in this state. And yeah, man, I say all that to say it's a unfortunate kind of situation there because I think I ain't even gonna lie to you. I think Boosie just thought he was doing a good thing, and he said, can we do the memorial scholarship?" They said, "Yeah, let's do it." And then he run and put it on the flyer next to Sexy Red and Glorilla. They said we ain't going, and it's like, well, dang. Even if it won't tie to the thing, right? If it wasn't tied to the festival, would you just want it to be the Boosie presents, Boosie sponsored Caleb Wilson or Caleb Wilson Human Jukebox Memorial Scholarship sponsored, powered by Boosie? Like, would you want Boosie's name? Because it's like, it's one thing if you like, I don't want Glorilla and Sexy Red's name next to my son, right? But it's another thing to be like, we just thought it was gonna be Boosie's name. Like, it's Boosie's name that, like, no disrespect to Boosie. Like, I'm sure Boosie heard this, he agreed with me. But like, is Boosie's name like that much just like higher morale ground than Sexy Red and Glorilla and the baby? I don't think so. But hey, what do I know? That's one of those things. It's like, uh, it's like, where do you draw the line of morals, in my opinion? Because it's, you see say a turkey drive, right? Say Chris Brown was doing a turkey drive in Cali, and your family was in need for some extra food for Thanksgiving. And this will really help you out if you didn't have to worry about them $200, $100, $200 of extra Thanksgiving food you're going to have to give. Chris Brown's letting you off of that. Are you going to accept it and be like, thank you, Chris Brown? Or if people knew that you got that food from Chris Brown, they're going to be like, oh, I ain't eating this. He and you know what I'm saying? You know the words that come with Chris Brown. I'll say toxic for the sake of the stream and for the sake of YouTube monetization. But he toxic. I ain't gonna do that. He got toxic past and he do this to women and stuff like that, right? So I don't know. I just say, like, I feel like people, they really, okay, so D1 breaks it down like this all the time. Cognitive dissonance. We know it's wrong, but it sounds good, so we bump it and support it anyway, inadvertently, whether or not like we paying or whatever. Like a stream, playing, singing it around, like, is low key support. You know what I'm saying? Supporting the artists and stuff like that. So it's just like, we can say, "Oh, Boosie, we partying the Boosie, everything like that. Thank you so much, Boosie." And then it's like, but if we're transition, right? Transition from this earth, then now it's a problem to have Boosie's name attached to him. Well, it wasn't a problem to have Boosie name attached to the boy, you know what I'm saying? 3 months ago. Was it a problem then? Was it a problem? Okay, I don't want to attack the family because that could come off crazy. That could come off crazy. But I'm just pointing it out. And if they cuss me out, oh, please don't cuss me out. Pray for the Wilson family. Support for the Wilson family as always. I think I should stop talking before I get in trouble. Get myself in trouble, man. But I do think it's food for thought. I do think it's food for thought because it's like, I understand that wanting your son's legacy and his memory to be tied to Glorilla and Sexy Red. At the same time, are you cool with your son's name being tied to Boosie? Right? Because like, he came to you and you guys came to an agreement and approval to do this memorial scholarship. And Boosie came to you to talk about it. So it's like, you guys okayed it, greenlit it. But it's a problem when it's on a rap festival, or is it because you don't know? Okay, this is the other side of it. They genuinely did not know at this for-profit event, at this event for consumerism, at this event with the Eventbrite tickets and stuff like that, how much of the money was actually going to go to the memorial scholarship, or if any of the money was going to go to the memorial scholarship, and Boosie was just going to collect all the money and then give, like, say 100,000 to put in a scholarship pot or something like that, or like 50,000, 10,000, 20,000 to go in the scholarship, whatever tuition is at Southern University for a year. Give them that money, put it in a pot after the fact. Or is all of this going directly to the scholarship memorial fund and nobody's touching it, and it just continues to stack every year for students to keep going back to if they're from New Orleans and joining the Human Jukebox? So it's like, it could just be the money thing. If it's the money thing, I get it. Wilson family, I'm with you all the way if it's the money thing, because you're like, okay, hold on, we ain't sit down how we gonna split it up with the festival, everything like that, the money, and we don't want you using our son's tragedy for sympathy money, and you make more money off of the event this weekend because people want to support Caleb and they think they're supporting a larger cause. The tragedy and the trauma and the grief that our family has to live through, and you getting the buck off of it, and you not giving as much as you said you was going to get, or you're not giving it at all. We don't know how much you're giving because you didn't disclose that. So in that case, if it's not, because you don't want your son tied to certain rappers' names, Glorilla and Sexy Red and the Baby, I'm not okay with that. I don't really like that decision. But on the other end, if it's about the money and purely the money, hold on, Boosie, we ain't talk about this money thing. You're going to be making $100,000 this weekend in Baton Rouge with this Boosie Fest. And now you don't put proceeds going to the Caleb Wilson Foundation. or the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship. How much of the Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship is actually going to us? I get that 100%, and I'm behind that Wilson family. I get that. I understand it now. It just took me a little minute. It's late when I'm recording and stuff like that. But if it is about the rapper and the rapper image, then I don't really like that, because it's like, once again, on that side of things, a lot of people want to separate from rappers and stuff like that, but it's like, you party to rappers, you listen to rappers, you dance to a rapper. Even if you don't listen to secular music, if you've gone to a wedding or a basketball game or a football game or a baseball game, a sporting event, and they played some of that rap music, if you like the beat, you might not have been able to hear all the words because you in a crowded area in an arena or a stadium, and they were the whole game, right? But you might hear that beat and you might. So it's like, hip hop, we place on a pedestal and we use it to party and stuff like that. And then it's like, when hip hop tries to do something right or something nice or something different out the ordinary, put their name to it, like, we got this from singing this. Remember this, that you uh wipe me down the pressure, yeah, sing on you, like all that stuff. Oh, now you don't want to be affiliated with that. It's not up to par. But that not up to par. What Cardi say? Made a meal off that mumbling. Bought a crib for my mom off that mumbling. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I just want people to respect the hip hop form. And it's like, it's cool. It's cool. If something seems out of the way, degenerate, just terrible to you, I get it. I respect it. I'm with you 100%. If it's forget 'em, it's terrible for the culture. I don't want my name next to it. I don't like the culture. Like D1 says, we got to destroy the culture and start from ground one, build it back up. D1's doing the whole thing. He just released a single, Gangsta, and he's redefining what gangsta means. And it's like, going after and it's something positive like that, for all the glory. It's something like that at the end, right? So that's what D1's doing. And I understand if you feel that way about rap music and stuff. Just feel that way all the time, in that instance. Because don't say it's cool for Caleb to march and play in the band with Boosie performing his biggest hits at the Bayou Classic 50-yard line at the Superdome just 5-6 months ago. But 5-6 months later, Boosie can't put his name on my son's Memorial Scholarship Fund. Like, that's what I don't like, if that's the case. But if it's just solely just about the money part of it, of like, how much of this money from Boosie Fest is going to us. We didn't discuss the split. We didn't discuss, like, if it's going to come in. We haven't discussed how we're going to be able to track if it actually came directly from the festival. I get that 100%, because business is business, money is money, and you're not about to make an extra buck than you would have made already by using clout off of our late son's name. I get that 100%, and I'm with that. I just don't want it to be like, oh, I want my son's name tied next to Glorilla and Sexy Red, when it's like, he was just performing with Boosie a few months ago, and I'm pretty sure he was like, I'm proud of my son at that moment. And then Boosie came to you with his money, right? Well, or you know the background that he has money, and you know how he got that money of rapping. I like it nasty, nasty. I like it nasty. You know what I'm saying? Like, ignorant stuff. You want to say, if you want to just be flat out, Southern ignorant stuff that might embarrass you, right? But he had the money that appealed to you, and an idea with his money as a base start for this Memorial Scholarship. Let's do it. I'm in. Because at that point, you're just looking at a businessman who got the money. If you're looking at how he got the money and you don't agree with this lyrics and you don't agree with this public image being tied to your son's legacy, that's a whole nother thing, man. But that's where I stand with it. I just want people to respect the hip hop culture that they party and benefit off of and just have fun and a good time with. Yeah, that's all I want. on that side of things. But if it's just about the money, I get it 100%. AG, pursue those legal actions as soon as possible to get down to the money. Like, all right, let's look at the books from the weekend. All right, y'all made this much of this. Did y'all have a booth that said Caleb Wilson Memorial Scholarship Fund and have people drop down dollars like they do the little coffee cups at the coffee shops that say tips at the front? Like, we need all that money. How much of that money did you? Like, I agree. I'm with that all 100%. I just don't want it to be like we didn't want our son's legacy to be next to Glorilla and Sexy Red's name. It was gonna be next to Boosie's name. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So yeah. And then the last thing, going back to the last topic.
That's steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but.
And Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.